Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Rutherford, certified functional medicine practitioner and chiropractor.
Dr. Randall Gates, board certified chiropractic neurologist, also a chiropractor.
Keys to success number 112. And it's coming upon the season. So a couple more weeks, it's going to be Christmas and New Year's. And so already starting to see some shakiness in some folks. So rather than wait until the week before Christmas, since there are Christmas parties and other festivities leading up to it, we're going to give you some information on what to do if you fall off your program. We did this last year, but we feel that it warrants doing it and again, a refresher course, if you will. So I know I have my strategies of what to do as far as being selective about where I go, eating before I go, bringing stuff. What do you see are the keys, or what do you see more frequently in our patient population that they need to be aware of, or their needs for this time of the year?
I think it's
other than travel to the Bahamas for the next month.
I think it's the natural human thought process that, oh, a little won't affect me. That's what I see so commonly. Even after we did our Thanksgiving broadcast and we gave you all the ability to have a gluten-free Thanksgiving, still people are coming in and telling me, well, I had some pumpkin pie. I didn't eat that much of the crust. Or I had, my grandma made some rolls, so I had to have one of the rolls. And, at that point, there's not much I can really say, except, okay, well, let's look at going on some gluten flam. And we've all discussed what these foods do to you. For example, we always go back to the study where it's from 2015, world's foremost researcher on gluten, Dr. Fasano, had people eat, I think it was 2 pieces of bread, and he saw that it caused instantaneous leaky gut in all of them. And so whether they had celiac disease, whether they didn't have celiac disease and they just had a gluten problem, or whether they had absolutely no health issues, gluten is a poison to your intestines. And in talking about this for all these years, we have one patient who refers to it as a poison because when she eats it, she said, it's a poison for my body. I feel tremendously worse. Why would I put poison in my body? But a lot of you haven't wrapped your head around that yet, and you need to, because when we refer to it as a diet, and Dr. Rutherford and I were discussing this a lot on Saturday, referring it to as a diet, introducing foods, there's this concept that we have in 20th and 21st century America of, diets being something that you do for a little period of time and then you're off of it. And then you're back to what you used to do. And that's really not what we're talking about here. Today, we're doing a broadcast on autoimmune disease, the epidemic rise in it. When you look at the numbers, it's just nauseating. And so many of you have autoimmune disease, and that's why you come to our clinic. You haven't found answers anywhere else. And all the associations and thousands and thousands and thousands of research articles is going back to your gut. So then why are you having a piece of bread? I mean, if you're going to just say, you know what, I'm going to eat it and I know I'm going to feel horrible and I accept the risks of that. And I'm still happy and paying you guys for your program. I'm doing this willingly. That's one thing. But lots of times that's not really the case. And people think, well, why am I not better? Well, you had bread 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And we told you not to do it.
And the problem, and you just said 2 weeks ago. And that's what I was going to say. And the problem with that is most people think, okay, that's going to make me not feel good for a day or two.
Right.
They don't get that it could make you feel bad for weeks. And in some cases, if you're really fired up, you really have significant stress hormones that haven't calmed down yet, and you have celiac or you have non-celiac gluten sensitivity, or it's connected to your peripheral neuropathy, it could affect you for a month or more, or a month or two. Some studies have shown, or at least I seem to recall from somewhere, the data of it could affect you for 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, depending on your unique gut makeup.
Exactly. And so that's what we're doing.
Frankly, and frankly, stress response makeup.
So that's our caution to you in terms of the holidays, what to do if you've fallen off track. Come back in, get gluten flam, get Repair-Vite. If you didn't have a reaction to it, or Repair-Vite SC, take half scoop twice a day for about a month. And probably not a bad idea to take some probiotics as well, Lactoprime 1 cap 3 times a day. Now, this is just if you've gone off your program and you need to get back on it. And you need to get back on the strict Repair-Vite diet, because we're even experimenting with how we're going to introduce foods in the future. We're playing around with this. We don't have any definitive set things, but the element of introducing foods is a problem for a lot of you too, because as Dr. Rutherford and I were talking about on Saturday, it's like driving through the desert and you think that a bathroom is a mile away. So then all of a sudden it's like, you got to go to the bathroom, but you didn't have to go to the bathroom before that. So everybody's always saying, what's next? What's next? What's the next food? And lots of times that's where people have exacerbations, and then that can really shake their confidence and their ability to keep going forward. And meanwhile, when they're on the strict program, they felt better than they ever have in years. And so these are the things we play around with. But food is such a central issue to us as humans, is a central issue to our social surroundings, like we talked about before, that you need to stay with your program. That's the point.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry. If
No,
I went
that's
on
it.
too long. Yeah.
No, not at all. No, that was good. I could go on longer and longer and longer on this. So, I mean, but I think that hits it mainly. I think your point about the diet was good, and the fact that people think of diets are a short period of time, stuff like that. I'll add to that, as you said, Saturday morning, everybody comes in here now. Most people come in here are on either the autoimmune diet, paleo diet, or the autoimmune paleo diet, but 80% of people really aren't on that strictly. So technically, they're not on the diet, wondering why they're on that diet. And they say, oh, this diet looks similar to the diet I was on, it didn't work. These are the reasons. So, but the gluten issue is definitely the big bad 8,000-pound gorilla in the room. So
yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Okay.